go the way that you expect them to. The classic age-older days, you know, expect the unexpected. That means we should be looking at the Huns here, maybe.
Yeah, exactly that. I think, you know, we maybe got to keep an eye on them at least to a degree. I'm also going to keep an eye on a couple of players over towards the Mongols who had some pretty good games. I mean, Chengdu dropping 48 kills. I mean, granted, it was like 10 overtimes, but nonetheless, nearly going 50 kills is not bad at all. But ladies and gents, finally, we're ready to get underway. So the Mongols starting on that CT side, the Huns on the T side on their map pick. Best of 3 here in the upper bracket. Of course, that's what you want to stay. Keep the confidence in your favor. Let's see how things go. Slow lobby take, bit of util. It all goes eerily quiet.
Yeah, standard start. The Huns have shot out the windows to fakers, so they might burst in towards A, but they're going to go in towards ramp instead. Blitz is here in conjunction with his teammate, trying to throw support util, but Mazinho is dead. Nice return frag coming through from Blitz, who also has support, but Score cuts his way through.
This is not bad. 9-10 trying to reclaim a little space here, but he's just forced further back and Score. Maybe overextending ever so slightly, because Senzu's found 9. Now round on. They've dropped down in towards B. Fight to come through here, which 9-10 wins. And this round is up in the air. Yami taps the bomb, but he can't save plant.
They've got to realize, they have to realize the timing is on right now. He had tapped the plant. There was no plant confirmation that came through, but 9-10, his internal clock not working too well. Have a look at the internal clock from Senzu, though. He's been able to get up the vent. Yami spots him. No, Senzu can't do anything with his supreme position, and now it's just mind games.
This is 4D chess being played here because he jumps back down in towards hell to tell the fate that he's going down towards B. And it's worked. Senzu's gone down vent. This is carnage. Absolute carnage. Started off 1v1 that has lasted over a minute. Now Yami's going to shift walk his way through A main.
Does he go down the vents?
If he goes down vent, well, oh my god, he's going up ladder as well.
No. But that doesn't make sense to me, man. Like, you've just cleared out through mouth into the A bomb site. You've cleared out where the player was. Does Senzu now go back up the ladder? That would be a disaster, right? He's going to hear the door. He's got the advantage now. Does Senzu? Yami doesn't have time. He's going to be planting open. Everything is in Senzu's favor. The 1v1. Is it going to culminate the way we expect, Senzu? No way. The door shuts in his face. Opens it up. The rattling of the shots doesn't connect. Yami back to safely. Reload completed. And now it's a fair fight.
What is happening in this round? Yami tapping first. Senzu down low. Now he's starting to panic as well. Needs to take the fight, and he will. Senzu drops Yami. Carnage to start the first round here. This derby is proving exactly what we'd hope. Mind games, crack shots, and, well, bit of carnage is exactly what we were wanting. Great start. Mongo's going to find the first, and that was just bonkers.
Man, I mean, I feel like we need a pause. We need a break off. That felt like an entire half in one round.
My
that was
God.
so much. So much went on there. Jeez.
You called the pause. There it is.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Just catch our breath here.
Yeah, a little technical nature. So hopefully nothing too outlandish. But Jesus, that was carnage. I mean, I guess, you know, we were talking about it. The thing that I sometimes do worry about is that when you're on these LAN environments and you're in these boot camps, sometimes they can be a little bit kind of janky. Which can make things quite tough, and you kind of, if you're playing online at the same time, it's you know, technical issues here, there, and everywhere. Hopefully not the case. I think, you know, when you're the Huns, because you've got a bomb plant, because you've got kind of a decent amount of kills, right? You kill 4 out of 5, you've got to buy in here, right? The force buy is absolutely needed. They're going to go in towards a double Galil setup, a Tech 9. Yami probably going to go Galil as well, and he will. And then I'm going to pick up the Scout. It's actually not a bad buy, all things considered.
No, in fact, when you compare it side by side with what the Mongols have, they haven't fully invested yet, but it's going to be pretty on par. Probably some issues on the Mongol side, considering the fact that they're the team yet to buy here. But these full forces after the bomb plants on the T side, I mean, it's become well documented, obviously, but they have a lot of firepower behind them. 3 rifles, a healthy amount of utility as well. Just a question about what sort of pace they're going to approach this next round with. Sure,
yeah, I think you're spot on, right? Because I think, you know, we saw on the offset a bit of a slow round in kind of the first 20. They go into towards lobby, but they're shift walking in. They make no noise. So they're telling at least a ruse that A, they can be playing up through kind of T roof, or they can be posturing towards our side as well. So they keep things quiet to start, and then they pop out towards ramp, which works well, actually, all the way up until Score overextends. I think if Score doesn't overextend there and wrap in towards hell, they could have just played a contact B play there and won the round probably just in terms of the post plant. But That's the past. We're looking at the present now, of course. First round for the Mongols. We also the buyout. We've got 3 M4s to work with, so slightly better in terms of the firepower with the premium rifles out for the Mongols. But can they make them work?
That's a good question. 9-10 already been put into the grave by Yami. 2 of the big players on either end of the server crossing paths here in the second. And Senzu, he walks away with being dinked. Okay, I thought he was on point there for some damage. Either way, the Huns have started up this round really nicely.
For now, as it goes quiet as well, this is actually a very good position for Blitz. I don't know whether he'll be a kind of expected quantity. 9 is checking. Oh my god, what a shot from 9. Blitz gets his head torn off his shoulders. My god. The Huns taking no prisoners now and score adding to the misery. Mazinha will fall. Molly onto his Techno's toes as well, but he gets 2 for his luck through the flames. It's all down to 1 man though. Senzu and MP9 drops the bomb. They will not make a difference. Traded out, Senzu falls, and the Huns tie up this game.
Just beautifully worked round coming through there from the Huns, taking contact outside initially, able to get that frag at the start of the round and deal further damage. That shot from 9 with his scout was just beautiful. And then the way that they work afterwards, they know that there's going to be some other form of aggression from the Mongols to try recover the round. So they're watching for that ramp push. That's exactly what Mzinho commits to. He goes down, but they still have their wits about them. Notice they don't just barrel into the A bomb site and expect to win the round because of the numbers alone. They're still mollying the dead vent. They're clearing the player out there. Just a good attentive round coming through from the Huns as they get themselves on the board.
Yeah, spot on. Spot on. You see the Mongols. I mean, unfortunately, this is kind of the way the meta is right now, where they are forced into, forced by here. They're in double eco territory, so they have to go into the upgraded pistols. It's not great. We see a couple of the Eagles, 5.7s. Not expecting a whole lot, and yeah, we should be able to pluck him off at range. Surely expecting Blitz. He's already done it once here. The Molotov is good as well. I think it even tickles the toes, maybe slight. No, actually, just about gets on the way. I wasn't sure whether it would give the sound cue. It's all good. Slow lobby here. I think if you're kind of the Huns in this situation, just avoid a gamble stack.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just play for a bit of information, right? Try and figure out what's going on, suss out the situation. And you can see they're using their numbers. They've got the player outside, sort of patrolling, and then a group working together, getting rammed. tsogoo is still controlling A main as well, so crossing their T's, dotting their I's. However, Blitz says, I don't care about your handwriting. He forces the issue and gets a kill, and now that's kind of going to corral the Huns in towards this A exec here.
10 plays efficiently. Can he make it a second? 9. Just drop down. Again, though, all a ruse. They're going to go out towards A. Nobody's here. Nobody's home. Smoking towards main. Molly Heaven. That should be the round. Bomb will go down in due time with 20 seconds left on that clock, and I don't really think the Mongols do all too much here. And actually, Knight's got a decent little kind of insurance policy for the flank.
Oh, Mzinho, great work coming through from him with the Gill. Unfortunately, can't get any more work done, and considering the fact that Blitz only has 5 points of health, he is not going to take any unnecessary chances. Recognizes this was the full force that they'd committed to, and he wants to at least carry something through into the next round. But the Huns string consecutive rounds together. They're making these situations work really nicely.
For now, as the Huns lock in a second, Blitz, I think, semi-happily can keep on to the AK. Because that was a force buy, they're going to be forced into eco now. So having I guess an AK to work with is a silver lining. It's not exactly a great situation. You don't want to give Huns too much early room on this T side. If they start to build up a bit of a repertoire, that's when you actually get quite concerned. T side has always been quite difficult on towards Nuke, and Huns so far are looking actually pretty comfortable. Realistically, they should be 3-0 up. That pistol shouldn't have gone against them. True. But all that really matters is we win the gun rounds, and they have been so far. But losing quite a few bodies there, but that round being more expensive than they would have hoped means that this technically isn't a bonus buy. It's kind of actually a bit more of a forced investment.
Well, okay, Blitz, 2 kills coming through from him. That AK is recoverable, but it's tsogoo who's completely recovered the round. Pours cold water on it. Looked exciting there for a brief moment. That carried through, AK doing damage. And Techno, well, he's just hoping that he can kind of find this low HP player, but unfortunately for him, scores traded positions, and that will be a 3rd round on the board. The Huns doing damage early on here on their T side.
For now, where the Huns have got this 2-round lead, and they've got a little bit of a, I guess, a comfortability to talk of. TheMongolz now in towards their first true full buy. And I think this is where we get to see the early test of wits. I mean, this is going to be probably one of the most important rounds we've seen so far for TheMongolz. If they aren't able to find it, the Huns can actually quite seriously pull away. They can start pushing towards a kind of a 4-round buffer at a 5-1 scoreline. Rounds one means everything. Senzu, great spam. Finding a lot of damage on towards Bartek and score, and going completely unscathed as well.
Yeah, it's just to subsidize your points even further there. With MR12, it's even more important for the Mongols to make sure they cap back here, right? There's just no room to play with. A lot less room for error in that regard. To come back, Senzu is going to get mollied out of position. He has a smoke grenade, decides against using it. He's actually very fortunate to get out with his life intact there. As the Huns are sort of peppering the bomb site, they are forcing them to use a lot of their utility on the CT side right now, so just bleeding them dry. There's a smoker flash and an HE grenade left at the disposal of the Mongols right now, while the Huns, they still have a plethora of utility.
At least it is markedly quiet in the mid-round. What are you seeing? So good, having a little look here towards Ram. He's got the right idea. He's stuck between two minds how he wants to play this, though. It's more just essentially an information play. Pops his head. Flash comes around the corner. Mazina's out of there. Trying to buy time. And thankfully, he has support down towards B. And 9-10 over towards Hell, who's now mollied out. The 2 B players now have to be the insurance policy.
Oh man, and they're looking good right now to lock it down between them, just pinging contact off of each other. The blitz will go down. They should know Mzinius in this corner, right? Maybe not. He's got support that's come through from Senzu as well, and they will be able to lock down this B bomb site between them. 9 suffers the same fate as his teammates, and it is indeed the Mongols who win that all-important round that you mentioned.
Yeah, and also I think really important in how Mazinho plays that. Traditionally, when you're a ramp player and you drop in towards B, you're actually only expecting one player down towards B, and then another being either a secret player or a close vent player. So they never expected there to be 2 players, one playing backside and Mazinho playing up close. It's really well done. I think it's a bit of an alternative setup there by the Mongols, but they catch the Huns completely blindsided by it. Mazinho, nice flick off on towards that ledge player. Really well done. Very important round. Mongols, we said they had to convert their first gun round. If they don't, they're in a little bit of trouble. Now this game goes even once again. Huns, yes, they've got a buy. Not exactly a pretty one. Bartak's only got a take 9. Tsogo's only got a Galil. And Util even then, a little bit thin across the board. The belts are not exactly all that heavy for the Hun side. Mongols is actually a pretty good opportunity for them to long out the round and maybe level the playing field, but Score has other ideas.
Yeah, he's been deadly so far here in the early stages of Nuke, and Blitz nearly gets caught in a bit of an awkward position. You could probably say the same there for Score as well, both lucky to have their lives intact. As the Huns, we have seen that they're happy to take their time. They don't do a huge amount. They kind of just, posture themselves up, and that just goes with the T side of Nuke in general. Not a huge amount you can get done. You have to be happy to be patient and play the long game. Again, it's going to be pressure towards Mziniu, who this time doesn't have the luxury of falling back. My god, Bartak on his brother, flying across with the Tech 9 mid-air. Will find that all-important kill, and that's created a huge amount of control and space here for the T side.
2 remaining for that CT side, and they've got a lot to do with not a lot to work with. Blitz, opportunity, missed shot. Molotov towards Heaven, great timing as well. Bartak's fighting the flames, doesn't give a damn. He drops Blitz, and that should be the round. Molotov planted safely back sight. The last player of Senzu. Honestly, you just got to save it. There is no point giving this a go. Gonna keep hold of what he's got. That's going to be the round. The Huns once again pulling further and further away. This is a very important round to be taken to, because there's actually not a lot left in the back pockets of the Mongol side. It's great that they found their first gun round, but their economy was still pretty janky. And we can see now that they have, you're looking at Techno $50, Mazino 600, and the rest of them sitting around just above 1K. It's not great. And Senzu might not even save it. I think he might have just been spotted by Score.
Yeah, you can... Oh, I don't know. They're still hunting for him to spawn, so he doesn't have the information with a certainty, but he will still certainly be dialed in. And he... well, maybe he didn't even call him in secret, he just wanted the kill for himself. So he's like, hi, guys, just check T-spawn. Not sure where he is. Oh, he was in secret. Okay, I got him. Don't worry. That's a big round for the Mongols to lose, right? Because they win the 4th round, which was that all-important, or the 5th round, excuse me, that all-important round for them. But then they lose the round immediately afterwards, and they don't really have a huge amount of money, so they're going to have to eco again. And the Huns are seriously starting to pull ahead with this game now.
Yeah, it's got to be said, this is actually, you know, a really important round that they've just taken. They've, you know, the Mongols 1 step forward, 2 step back. Oh, what a shot, though. Senzu doesn't care about those anecdotes. What a shot with that deagle. As Yami falls. How the numbers in their favor. This is where these rounds look a little dicey. They are going in the right direction. 9-10's only got a USPS. If they're going to fight anybody, it will be this man. Shot. Molotov on towards the box as well. I just called for pause here. Senzu 1 second. The flames, he's forced away, taking a lot of damage there to the molly.
Yeah, palm that deagle across to somebody's son if you can, at least. Surely there's no way. I mean, yeah, the Huns have lost a player early on here, but we've seen them that they've been good at recovering these sorts of situations in rounds gone by here on Nuke. Don't expect this to be any different. They've been able to get some control towards ramp as well. Happy to take their time, build into the round. Don't need to do anything too expansive here. Don't think 9 needs to push further than this threshold right now, to be honest with you. Keep it simple, right? You got ramp control, group up with your 4 remaining players, just go down the ramp into B kind of thing, clear it out, because they're not leaving themselves a huge amount of time here right now.
Well, Senzu, might have the right idea. Timing could be his friend, or also potentially his enemy as well. Does 9 clear? He's going to elevate, I'm sure he does! No, he doesn't! Senzu gets another. Traded out, though. Backside player still there. Time's ticking, lads. 15 seconds. They're here and now. They've got to make a decision about what they're going to do. He's going to drop 10 seconds. He literally does have time to clear the site. Got to take the plant. Does he realize there's a backside player? No, he doesn't. That's the round. I cannot believe that the Mongols have walked away, that the Huns have played that so poorly.
Yeah, I was just singing their praises in those sorts of situations, but they really dropped the ball in a big way in that round, and I think that they just overthink the situation. You know, they had ramp control, it's a 4v5, they've got AKs. At that point, you don't really need to get too cute with it. You know, the player trying to flank through heaven while you're pushing Huts and Squeaky. There's a lot going on there. I think just grouping up in that pack-based mentality would have been a much better option. I also hate leaving those anti-eco rounds so late, because you're not only working against the 5 pistols anymore, you're working against the clock as well.
Yeah, I really didn't like the way that was played there. Close shot with the AWP there by Score, but missed opportunity nonetheless. AWP's out both ways as well. Not a chance to see what they can do with it. Nade'll come through, but avoids it. Here's a force buy for the Huns here, so it's not actually a bad one either. An awful player got a chance.
Oh, no.
Splits, fluffs his lines. Could be in trouble here. Thankfully, double dips, and we'll find the kill.
Man, that didn't look good there at all. Either way, Mzinho's going to be the one to use the pressure down towards ramp, not for the first time either. Oh man, nice straight transfer there. Score really wants the trade, but another molly comes through, and that will indeed force him backwards. The Mongols revitalized on their CT side.
2v5 feels sort of impossible. There's even a world where you can make a kind of a conversation around, just call for a save here. It's so early. I know you've got kind of 50 seconds to speak of, but the AWP has got to be a priority. They're not going to have any money for a buy until the next round. They're definitely not going to be able to get an AWP for at least a couple of rounds. Saving it would not be the worst call in the world, but looks like they've got other ideas. Trying to convert a 2v5 if your AWP already tagged it's ballsy to say the least, and it feels like it's going to be coming back to bite them a little bit.
Alright, well, they are indeed going to just carry their guns through. At least Score will. Tsogoo's not really too keen to carry the Tech 9 through, understandably so. If I'm the Mongols here, I'm hearing him running around outside. Okay, wait, there's an AK up for grabs. Is he going to get it? He does. Alright, he'll get out with his life intact. Scoreline leveled up though. Mongols keep 5 players alive as well here.
You take some silver linings if you're the Huns in terms of that scooped up AK, but I think all things considered, the Mongols sitting very happy right now. Like you mentioned, scoreline tied up on the CT side, but most importantly, 0 damage done to the economy. That's what kind of hurt the Mongols earlier. You know, they picked up a gun round, we were singing their praises, and then to lose the one straight after shattered the economy. So it's kind of that 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Anecdote. This is not the case anymore. Much better. Locking that in their place, and now, of course, for the Huns, they've gone back into a force buy, in all fairness, which is kind of crazy. They force ball around the orb, so it's an AWP, an AK, and then just a few Tech 9s. I'm not exactly a huge fan of this. However, Score has made it work for the first. Now, we saw Senzu pull off a bit of magic with the Deagle. Maybe something might happen here.
Oh man, Blitz has heard so many footsteps right now, but nothing being offered up to him. Question is, how does he play this now? Does he try and get, you know, aggressive and push forward to catch them in the back? That would be a big problem because Score's looking in the direction. Techno will get a kill though. He's a massive flank. Wait, what? How's he gotten on top of the silo? Perfectly played by Blitz as he activates off the back of Techno, taking all that attention. Only Bartak left remaining, and not for much longer either. Techno reads that situation so well.
Yeah, really, really well done. It's got to be said. Here's that lead. Locked into place for the Mongols, and now they can start to work off it. I think for the Huns, that back-to-back force buy, super risky. I don't hate it, but I don't exactly love it by any means. I think when you've got an AWP and an AK save, there's maybe that conversation to be had there, but it is super risky nonetheless. And now it has kind of come back to bite them a little bit. They're essentially buying for these last 2 rounds, which is always a little bit of a risk. It gives the Mongols an opportunity to guarantee a tie game at the turn of the half, if not more. As the door pops open, Techno could be in trouble. Yeah. Oh, it's actually Blitz who kills him. And Blitz only gets 1 for his luck as well. Numbers looking good here for the T side.
Oh my goodness, they just rampage straight through, and they're not done just yet either. My god, the brute force approach working out perfectly. Mzinho sure gets a kill back, but look how much damage he's taken in the process. Bomb going down on B already as well. Does he want to have a crack at this? I mean, Yami doesn't have much health, and it's just about the timing. Yami's heard the footsteps. He knows. Allow Mzinho to bypass. This is a world in which he isolates these fights. He's got a smoke grenade as well. Can't count him out of this entirely.
Hang on a second. Flash on the corner. Smoke on the bomb. Sticking it now with a kit. Oh, it does get cleared though. My god, that was pretty close. Actually, the Techno range that does it. Nice idea, I think. But again, the Mongols, you should not be losing that sort of round. You're coming in against just Tech 9s. Techno gets completely overwhelmed through single door. Then the A site here is actually pretty poor. You know, they've got 2 players in towards heaven, one of which Mzinho gets tagged, but the other gets dropped for essentially no damage of any sort. It's quite poorly played. I think the Mongols just did never expect any sort of pace, which is worrying because they surely knew that the buy was going to be low. Credit to the Huns. Tied game 5 apiece. An alternate round of the half as well. An opportunity for them to guarantee that kind of tie. And not a bad start for Yami either.
Yeah, great work coming through as he finds the frag on Blitz, and look at what that does to 9-10 now with the AWP. Leaves him in a very awkward position. Shotgun open coming through for him, but he will find a frag and get out of dodge as well. So good work coming through from him to level up the numbers in the round. Bartak wants to try and get the advantage for his team, but 9-10 has his wits about him. And I was going to say, it doesn't look like he's done just yet, but he will eventually go down.
Score. Answering back on towards Techno as he levels the playing field, but tsogoo taking a lot of damage, and down he will fall. So now, Score masterclass here. This guy has stepped up many a time at the top level, but I don't think he's going to be given the opportunity. Mzinho at range, sees him off, drops him. It was a great little 1-2 setup there as well. You got one player playing out towards red, but playing loud, and Mzinho just holding down there. No idea where he was. The unknown factor. Mongols going to answer back. These rounds have been back and forth. Neither side taking this game by the scruff of its neck. Heading into the final round of the half. Unfortunately, the Huns back down to a relatively non-existent buy. Just Tech 9s and 1 AK in the hands of Score.
And surely this time the Mongols will have their wits about them, right? They're going to be prepared for that fast A hit to come through as what caught them off last time. And it looks like, well, the Huns are faking it out this time. Are they going to be committing? Yes, they are. Through they go in towards the safe side. Senzu draws first blood. And that's just kind of thrown a wrench in the works for the Huns right now, who are still trying to make their way forward. Player by player, trying to breach through that choke point, the threshold, but they haven't successfully gotten through. And now Bartak's kind of been left behind. And that cost him his life.
Second mow down from Mzinho to close it. 7-5 at the half. The Huns catch up on their own map needed. We'll see if they can do it after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gents. So we've had a pretty interesting first half. I don't think it went to plan for either side, but the Mongols have a little bit of a sigh of relief. They've got a 2-round buffer in their favor, 7-5. The Huns on their own map pick, looking a little shaky at times, but it was T-side, so we give them the benefit of the doubt. Now they go on to generally the first side of Nuke, which is CT.
All right, well, this is where we're looking for a big half out of them, right? They did start nicely, but things kind of tapered off towards the end. The Mongols, I'd say they're the ones with the momentum behind them. Couple flashes in their back pocket in his pistol. Armor across the board outside of that, and Bartak has just had his bell rung, playing the same position we saw Mzinho playing in the first half. Nine tries to support him, but Bartak's like, mates, I'm already in the B bomb side. I was not hanging around for that fight. Nine, he comes off worse for wear, and that gives Mongols a lot of options.
Well, Senzu. Feels like he might have a gap in behind here, potentially. But Techno has a bit of a gap in the armor. He's made a step, though. And now he's taking a couple of shots as well. Yami taking a bit of a gamble. Only showing his head as he peeks up through vent. Techno's the type of guy to hit one of these, but he won't just yet. Senzu now pounces. He finds 2. Super important. And tsogoo in score war 4 for the Mongols. If they find this round, they are sitting very pretty. Yami desperately trying to double back to deny that pressure, but the bomb will go down.
Yeah, there we go. C4 activates. Yami knows there's one in towards mouth. Eventually he'll deal with Senzu, but he's not expecting Blitz to be towards outside as well. I mean, the Mongols are just running riot across the map right now. They've got control of everything and everywhere. Great work out of them. As you say, a huge pistol round for them to win here as well. Sets them in really good stead going forward. Blitz clears out Bartak, jumping around the corner with the Julies there. And that's a statement coming through from the T side.
Yeah, man, I gotta be said, that's a really, really good round picked up. I think the fact that it's, for the most part, completely clean in terms of how they're taking the fight. I think Senzu does such good work. He slips the net there, and he finds a gap in behind that defense, and he kills 2 with relative ease. That's where the Huns fall apart. They actually had a fairly okay setup on that CT side until Senzu finds that gap, and then it all falls apart. Huns, no real money to speak of, and they're not really going to force buy on the CT side. That would be damn stupid. They're just going to gamble stack here towards B. I don't think this.
Something that's gone with the past, right? The force buy second round CT side.
I hate
since
them.
MR12 became a thing.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
you don't really see them much anymore, right?
Yeah, it annoys me because it actually just doesn't make any sense. Like, the T side, if you get a bomb plant, fine. You get $800 kit, bomb plant bonus, that's fine. But I think on the CT side, man, when I see teams do it, it never works. The 5-7's good, but maybe not good enough to win a round. But maybe I throw too soon. Yeah, we're going to find one and skews up the AK untraded. That's poor spacing for the Mongols. They give him a freebie of a runaway.
Oh man, this could get dangerous really quickly. He's found himself another. He knows he has to pre-fire though. He doesn't have any armor, so he had to get the jump on his opponents. And Mzinho, well, he jumps around the corner and there's just no chance for the AK. That is going to be the A bomb site lockdown plant will come through. But, I mean, hey, they kind of dotted around the bomb site right now. I don't think there's any way they win the round, but they could find another frag potentially.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Dink will come through. Blitz is exactly pretty.
No way, right?
One. Pressure in. No. In towards Ven, but he will find one more. Should be fine. And he finds a tap on towards Bartak. That should be that. So go. Took a long time to die, but they all run out of ammo. Down he will fall. Honestly, though, more expensive than I think probably the Mongols would have hoped for.
I mean, there was like practically no investment at all in that round there from the Huns. They were able to walk away with 3 frags, so they'll certainly take that. At least still some money in the back pocket of the Mongols. They'll be able to afford something in the next round, but it's not going to be pretty. This is the Huns' moment, right? In fact, I'd say the entirety of the map really rests on this round here for the CT side. Yeah,
agreed. I think you're absolutely spot on. This is so important. They're against a it's a little bit more of a force, like a full buy than a bonus buy, so to say. If they don't find it, though, they're in a lot of trouble. Techno slips the net early. And drop himself down in towards Ven. Tsogoo's got my favorite gun, the auto shotgun on a play, which actually has its moments, in all fairness. See what he can do with it. Techno's wrapping through secret. This is so strong. If he can find a gap in the smoke, he can do a lot of good work here.
Yeah, at least knows for a certainty that there's nobody through the secret stairs. So once his teammates get across outside, they'll have safe passage. They have a few more smokes to play with here if they want to deploy the wall, or do they just go for the fights is the question. Zinio is hunting for those fights right now. Yami, he's hearing these audio keys, he's hearing the footsteps, he wants to get in on the action. Surely someone from the Mongols has to anticipate this, right? It's a very popular play to be made. He's even getting a move on right now. The Mongols are sprawling all over this B bomb site, and all-out war's about to break out.
Tapping away to a single. Senzu's a lucky man to still be alive here. Bartek in such a strong position. He holds Yami at 9, gonna pounce. Yami looking for a second as well. Doubling back on towards the side. The single door player falls. Zinio tried to find a gap, but he looks the wrong way. And the Huns stay alive in their map pick. They'd lost that, they were in trouble. But now they close the gap once again. And of course, no money on the Mongol side. So it is gonna put the Huns at a little bit of ease.
Yeah, I will say, great work from the Huns. Great composure from them there, all things considered. Even though the Mongols are sprawling all over that B site, they still knew exactly what they had to do. They kept their formation and their structure very nicely. And they were able to clean up and keep, what, I think it was 4 players alive there, if I'm not mistaken. So, solid work coming through from the CT side as they get their first round on the board in the second half. And they reduce the Mongols to pistols. This is where they can really start to sink their teeth into the second half.
Yami tucking close here. It's actually quite a tough angle to hold. If anyone comes through main, he's in trouble. But he's going to get one alongside that, a score. Looking down, door closed. Score going to drop in towards vent as well. Senzu closes the doors. He plays behind it, but I can't really expect all too much to come from this round for the Mongols. Maybe a constellation kill or two, but it already feels like their sort of ideas being kind of pulled up here. The 3 remaining, slowing things down.
Yeah, can they find economic damage? That's really the big question right now. That's all that they're going to be looking for, really caring about. The Huns want to make this as clean as they possibly can. Haven't taken a lick of damage just yet. What you thinking from here, Neo? Any expectations as to how the rest of the game is going to play out? Where are you laying your hat?
I still feel like I lean slightly in the favor of the Mongol side. I think they played a little bit much more of that cleaner CS, but I just think that being on that CT side gives you such an advantage for the Huns that if they can chain a couple together of the gun rounds, that's when maybe I can start to believe. I think right now you've got the Mongols going back into a full buy. This is probably a really important kind of telltale sign. If the Huns can kind of survive this scare a little bit, maybe then we're talking. If they don't, however, the Mongols lock in double digits, I think they can probably just see off and kind of ride the highs and the lows of the rest of this map.
Okay, well there we go. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. This next round here is certainly going to be a big one, especially for the Mongols to make sure that they maintain control. Because if they lose this round, it's a leveled up scoreline. The Huns on their map pick on the faded side. You got to back them from there.
Yeah, absolutely. For now, relatively quiet, all things considered. In the early round, Blitz will find Yami, however, and that will change things a tad. There's now gaps in that Huns armor. Blitz can just wrap all the way down towards B. He wants the split to come through, but Bartek drops an aptly timed Molotov. Will fall away. 9 flash on the corner. Through the flames will fall away as well. This is a little bit troublesome.
Techno. Oh my goodness, he's lucky to be alive right now. Bartek, wonderful headshot on the first, but eventually does get overwhelmed. There have been some rotations as they try to wrap their way back in towards Rampart and Zinio. He finds himself there, CT side, T side, doesn't care either way, either half, he locks it down. And that's a massive kill coming through from him to maintain control. Bomb plant follows suit, and it's the Huns who are under pressure. I don't think they have any business in this round.
I think you're right. I think you're spot on. I think you've got to call it. You've got to make a very kind of early call to yourself and just say, hey, we can't do it here. We can't really pull off anything. We're just going to have to slow things down and call for a bit of a save. 2v4, it's not impossible. It's just highly improbable. And I think having that AWP in play as well for 9 doesn't warrant a retake. Retake of an AWP feels, for the most part, nigh on impossible. So, Mongols going to lock in double digits. And this is what I was talking about, riding those highs and lows. If the Mongols can do it on the gun round, that's all that matters. I think it does put a lot of pressure on the Huns now. You've got the Mongols who are 3 rounds ahead of the Huns, but also 3 rounds away from stealing away their map pick. And that's where things get very, very dicey indeed. 10-7. Thankfully, the Huns have cash, so they can rebuy in. Even the 2 players who remain alive can drop over. No problemo. Long term, though, not the same. This is probably the make or break, it feels, for the Huns. Lose this round, not only do the Mongols lock in 11, they more or less get guaranteed a 12th as well.
Yeah.
And that feels like the beginning of the end.
Absolutely. All rests on this round once again. Not the first time the Huns have been in this sort of position where they have to win a round to keep themselves in contention. They've got everything they need to work with here as well, mate. They've got the AWP, you know, decent amounts of utility as well. Senzu is doing damage. He's up to 16 kills, 13 for Blitz, 12 from Xenu. I mean, everybody really pitching up here for the Mongols. Yami, the one doing the lion's share of the damage for the Huns. And it's game on right now. What's the plan going to be for the Mongols? As I mentioned first half, you have to be comfortable to build yourselves into the round on the T side of this map. You don't get a lot of control for free. Have to be patient. Not a lot of space, a lot of room. However, 9 will take some of that space.
Techno. Looking at the bomb, but leaving it in towards lobby. Not going to pick it up just yet. 4v5. And the Huns in a crucial round. Got a crucial man advantage. Looking to hold and double down. Yami, the space he is getting right now. And the information he's getting towards our side is insane. He's surely going to be the win factor. Yami or Pound, flip to a 4 that they have to pop towards B. They can't go anywhere else. CDO fourth to the hands of score. That'll be the round. Bartak drops Techno and it closes things again. You know, a 2-round game. Absolutely on here. Mongols 10-8. Find ourselves in a bit of a position as well where we've got to look at the long term again, maybe on the other side. Mongols are going to go for a buy. Yeah, this is risky. It's a force buy, 3 AKs though. I don't know how do I feel about this.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting it all out there. They don't want to allow for the Huns to claw their way back. The problem is you lose this round as the Mongols. Then it's 10-9 and Eco 10 all T side. That's going to be a pressuresome situation. Very light on utility as well. So I wonder how they're going to approach proceedings here. Have to go with this first wave sort of thing. And they all just grouping up and heading towards outside as a unit. Oh man. On the precipice there, on the brink. Nine's going to clear it out once again. This time he exposes 3 players. Yami, perfect lineup coming through from him, although he will be on the receiving end. Brings 9-10 down as low as a single point of health, but he's still alive.
Attack. Waiting. Being offering for him as well. Might get tested. 9. Orb shot. Actually gets punished. No. Back into a 3 versus 3. Round on now.
That's a problem. I mean, Senzu kind of out in the open there. Blitz has been able to secure control of the B bomb site. The problem is the C4 is in garage. That's not where they want the bomb. How Senzu ended up there with the bomb on his back? Miscommunication, lack of awareness. And that's just going to count them out of it entirely by the look of things. They're just going to carry their AKs through here. They've accepted their fate. Oh, that's really unfortunate here for the T side. The Huns, I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, timing couldn't be worse. Really. 9-10 blitz, 15 seconds. And I think, of course, you know, like you were alluding to, with no bomb, there's just no chance this round. The Huns are going to make this a 1-round game. And we've absolutely got a conversation to be had now. We look at where we stand in kind of the grand scheme of this game. The Mongols don't have any sort of long-term economy. Blitz and 9-10 have kept a hold of an AK. I mean, I think it's probably even a world where you talk about a force buy around the AKs just in the fact that both Blitz and 9-10 are in double eco territory. And I think they might even go for exactly that. Techno's bought armor, and there's a Tech 9. So this is a bit of an all chips to the middle of the felt kind of buy here. You're looking at the Mongols. If they lose this round, the Huns will tie it up. But not only that, they kind of get the red carpet rolled out for them to take an 11th as well. That is where the game would absolutely flip on its head. This is kind of what feels like the make or break for the Mongols.
Yeah, they've gone all in. This is a really bold decision coming through from them. Bartak misses a key shot with the AWP. Another one also goes awry. That was 2 potential kills that could have been snapped up there, but both go with begging. And this is a huge problem now for the Huns. tsogoo with the USB somehow going to be able to find a frag back. No idea how that's transpired. Either way, no time to think about it because the bomb's down.
My oh my. This nade could be huge. Going to break that smoke. Behind it, nothing offering for 9. Nobody swinging for that T-side. That's so well played. The temperament from the T's not to overface. Tech9 gets no-scoped through the smoke. 9-10 might be a bit of a quantity, but numbers are starting to drop rapidly for the T-side. The post-plant in denial to try and stay alive. Buying time, but the defuse has been stuck. How, in God's name, have the Huns pulled off that retake?
My goodness, that's a ridiculous retake coming through from them. Super well worked. 9 doing a lot of that work with his 2 kills in the round. And that's a huge round for the Mongols to lose, who will now absolutely have to settle for an eco. And that, as you say, rolls out the red carpet here for that 11th on the CT side. I mean, the Huns have done really well to just deal with everything that's been thrown at them from the Mongols so far, right? The Mongols know that they're the favorites. That's why they've gone for the 4 spies, because they've backed themselves. But the Huns have shown that they deserve more respect than that.
Yeah, that's pretty damn substantial of a round being taken. Another 4 spy, though, picked up by Techno. Thankfully, this time I guess it's only the 1 4 spy. It's a hero AK buy, but it is risky, and it's put to 0 use. Drops. Vardy dealing a point of damage from the gun. At the very least, that's been scooped up, so it's not exactly wasted. But yeah, the Hunter, this is a prime opportunity. Take a lead and just lock it in place.
Yeah, I wonder if there'd be any frustration in the Mongols camp if they went on to lose this map, which is kind of looking likely at this point. Just the way that these past few rounds have really snowballed out of their control. The way they've been losing them advantageous situations. Just played with a bit of frustration. You know, pace isn't always frustration, but just the way they've been forcing up and playing very aggressively. Almost like they're just expecting to win these rounds, but they've now been shut down and they have to go back to the drawing board.
Trying to stop them crossing. Sens are going to find a score for this. Hang on a second. We're not going to have a conversation here about the low buy converting to save face for the
No
Mongols.
way is right.
Off the back of them losing, you know, so many rounds in a row in the gun round. I mean, this is a classic. Three remaining. The Huns. Senju's got a nice gap here, but he might get flanked in a second. Or maybe it might be. But no! Tsogoo! He's in trouble and he falls. Surely not. Surely not. 2v4. Look at the time, though. They will get the bomb down. And with an AWP on the retake, a double AWP on the retake, the Huns might not even go for this.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to accept their fate, right? Like you say, there's just so much real estate that they need to carry through. And the double AWP will be saved. The Mongols have done it. They lose so many consecutive 4 spies, and then when they eventually settle for the eco, they're actually able to get across the line, and they lost the opening pick this round as well. Make it make sense. I can't.
I cannot believe that this is the round that they pick up. I mean, this is where, you know, I like double AWPs as much as the next guy, but this is where they really do struggle. In retakes, there's no chance. But let's have a look on the way out as well. I don't really think he needs to. I think pushing in towards the AWP would be kind of against the grain a little bit, but it will be the Mongols locking back into that lead. 11-10. I mean, thankfully with double AWP saved and it being the CT side, Huns buy in without too much sweat off the brow. But if you look at the grand scope of this game, and it still feels like it's anyone's for the taking. I mean, the Mongols got a slight lead, 1 ahead of the Huns and only 2 away from taking their map pick, but they've been struggling on the T side to find consistency. So honestly, who knows?
Yeah, who knows indeed. I mean, this game has just completely gone against the grain every which way we've turned. And I mean, you said it in the pregame, to be fair. Things just don't go the way you expect them to in this region of the world. It's exactly, well, that's been, it's lived up to that expectation. So, is that like a paradox in a way? Ooh. I don't know. 9, no questions asked in his regard. He's going to find an opening kill. Trade will come through. Chengdu not content with just the 1. He's going to find 3.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. That, I think, should settle the ever so slight debate in this one. They're going to come over towards the hell play. Should be fine. Shot from Bartak, though. Will drop Senzu. Does he get given the likelihood of falling away? The brothers will battle here on the way out as the youngster who wins it, Masidio, sees him off and will scoop up an AWP as well. Killing his older brother to lock in map point. It's a movie-worthy tale, but it is. Map point, your opponent's map pick for the Mongols, and the Huns now reeling off the back of that loss as well. That was a full investment, and they have to go into what potentially is the final round of their map pick with 2 MP9s, 2 5.7s, and 1 Deagle to save face. It's not pretty, but from what we've seen so far, this actually could be their better round.
Yeah, it's just so rough with the way that this has unraveled for the Huns, right? They were looking so good at 10-all, anti-eco. I'd go so far as to say the game in the palm of their hands at that point. They'd done all the hard work, you know, dealing with the force buy after force buy. They'd gotten through that load. Either way, can't count them out. 9 doing everything he can. Opening frag found.
9-10 finds 9. Yami finds Techno, keeping this a conversation. Numbers in favor of the Huns right now. Like we've seen before, if any round was going to be converted, of course it would be this one. Head spotted there by Senzu. They're going to come through. This could do a chunk of damage, and it will. I guess, thankfully, in a way, it's to the AWP, but if anyone was going to take damage, it would be him.
Alright, well, it is going to be the B-bomb sites under question here right now. That's an important trade that comes from Inzinio. 2 versus 3, 40 seconds on the clock right now. The Huns still pepper this B-bomb site, so they're well defended, well guarded on the side of the map. I don't know, surely Senzu and Inzinio are not going to be able to breach this setup, right? This crossfire is so strong. Oh, did he spot him? He caught a glimpse. He caught a glimpse. Oh, score! He's left his teammate high and dry, but it might not matter. It doesn't.
Of course, it's the round that the Huns win out. They come with a double MP9 and a double 5.7, and that's the one that they're going to win. Who would have done 11 to 12? He's still got some life in this game. And honestly, it's now a real strong conversation I've had on overtime, because the Mongols now don't really have to spend money. They can buy in, sort of. You see a double AK, triple AK, in fact, the 9-10 scoop on them as well, but a double Khalil for Techno Messinio. So, bit of a lesser buy over there as well, and because it's all premium rifles on the side of the Huns, statistically, they're the favorites. These lower force buys seem to be what is winning the round.
Yeah. So does that make the Huns the favorites coming into this round then, if it's the weaker buys who have been winning consistently? I don't know, man. 12-11. We go the full distance here in the first map of the series. Everything to play for. Mongols biding their time. Not nearly as aggressive as we've seen in the past few rounds. Oh my goodness, Yami's so lucky to have his life intact right now.
My god, what is happening in this round early doors? Nothing within kind of the first 50 seconds with so much space created that smoke to keep Blitz alive just by the skin of his teeth. Swing gonna come through. Blitz playing through credit card here. He doubles away in towards Garage. Yami's got the idea. He could swing in for a couple of his own. It's all on a timer. All on a timer. Yami gonna find one. Bartek gonna alter towards Techno. Senzu and 9-10 alter back. 3v3. 30 seconds. They're going down towards B. Towards outside. No Senzu Foster's lines.
Why has he gone for that fight? So unnecessary, man. He's been able to get to safety there. He can just join up with his teammates down the ramp. That's a bit of a rush of blood to the head. Now you've got the bomb plant coming through. Score doesn't actually commit there. I think the bomb would have been exposed to the single door, if I'm not mistaken. Zinio 9-10 down in the 2v3 post plant. Can they find a way to win this map in regulation?
Oh, 9 will get his head ripped off by 9-10. Winning that eternal battle from above. Finds one, but he traded immediately by the finest of margins. The Mongols 13-11. They take the Hunters map pick, and we already said it in the pre-show, Hayes. We were talking about it. Yes, this map is so good for the Huns, but you can never count out the boys at the Mongols, and they showed exactly why, man. That's a really well fought.